Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing the Abba album Arrival from 1976. I'm reviewing all of Abba's albums in order, and I'm trying to discover what makes a successful song. Why are these songs so powerful and so memorable? As usual, I'm grading each track out of 10 using my own grading system, and I use this for all tracks on all albums that I review. So let's have a look and see what we get on this release. Arrival came out in 1976 and it became the UK's best-selling album of 1977. All Music gave it 4.5 stars out of 5, Rolling Stone 4 out of 5, although a slightly critical review criticised the lack of emotion or expression in the tracks. Well, let's see if that actually is borne out when we listen to them. It's been included on the 1001 albums you must have. Again, high praise indeed. For me, this shows Abba's development as a writing unit and a performing unit. And the big change for me on this one is the improvement in the lyrics. They're much more mature on this, and they kind of complement the already excellent performance that we're already seeing from Abba. Let's have a look at the first track. Track number 1 is When I Kissed the Teacher. Now what happens here is, as a female student in a maths lesson, the teacher comes across to explain some of the intricacies of geometry. The female student can't resist the teacher, lunges at him and kisses him. Now, of course, if that happened now, there would be pretty serious consequences there. The student would probably be suspended, the member of staff would be suspended, possibly their career ruined. So we really have to see this through slightly rose-tinted spectacles as an incident. However, a very pleasant song has been constructed from this. The vocals at the start are powerful over a guitar introduction. There's a strong verse, and when Agneta comes in with One of These Days, that's a really delicious moment in the song. Wonderful harmonies. Instrumentation possibly a little bit thin on this one, but overall it's a good professional sound. The backing vocals working really well. And okay, it's about a predatory student, but we might just have to park that a little bit and just kind of see this as a fun song rather than a serious incident. And it's a very good track for me. Good opener, 7 out of 10. Now track 2 is Dancing Queen. What can I say about this track except to say that it's included in this collection, 1001 songs you must hear before you die. Well, I've already heard this one, and I'm sure you have. It starts with that iconic piano glide, doesn't it? And interestingly, this one starts with the chorus. Not that many songs do that, not many Abba songs do that, so that's quite notable. We have these strident piano chords. So reminiscent of Abba, isn't it? Such a distinctive style of that. So a woman is going to the disco. She's looking for a king, a disco king, if you like, and finds out that she can dance pretty well as well. So this is a great disco track. Everybody there is digging the Dancing Queen, not dig in, but digging, I think. Sometimes people seem to confuse those lyrics. Now, when we get to the You Can Dance bit, it's just brilliant, isn't it? It's fabulous pop music, this. It's great writing, it's great production, it's great performance on this. The 2 female lead vocals just working beautifully. So it's a landmark moment in popular music. I would just question one line in this. Feel the beat from the tambourine. I've never understood that line. Maybe you do and can say in the comments below, what has a tambourine got to do with a disco? I don't get that at all. Tambourine more sort of an instrument you might play in primary school. So I don't really get that. But apart from that, this is just a brilliant piece of music. Who could disagree, really? And I'm going to award that a brilliant 9 out of 10. Track number 3 is My Love, My Life. A mysterious start to this song with quite strange and arresting harmonies on this. Agneta singing the lead vocal on this with this really powerful solo voice. Now we really see on this song how Abba's songwriting has developed. This is a story song, much more mature lyrics than we've seen on some of the earlier songs. I know I don't possess you, so go away, God bless you. This is a couple parting. Never again are they going to be a pair. The refrain on this is absolutely glorious, and this is a beautiful ballad. Was it a dream, a lie? There's real emotions in this, real regret. And as with a lot of ABBA's best songs, there is this underlying sadness to it, and that makes it even more appealing. I can't find a fault in this song, and for me, this is my favourite ABBA song so far. I'm on their fourth album, remember. I'm going to award this an out of this world 10 out of 10, and that's the first time I've awarded 10 marks, and I don't award them very often actually. Now, track number 4 is Dum Dum Diddle, and this does get a bit of criticism, this, because of the lyrics. What's happening here is that someone is practicing on a violin, and they are bad and sad. So perhaps not the most in-depth lyrics on this one. There's a rather frantic start to the whole thing. The writer then wants to be the violin that the other person is practicing on. So it's all a bit weird. Okay, it's a metaphor. It's a bit clunky, isn't it? Certainly not as good lyrics as the previous My Love, My Life, which are fantastic. However, that said, it's still a delightful tune to rather silly lyrics. We've got Dum Dum Diddle to be your fiddle. Well, okay, let's just park the lyrics and enjoy the song. There's some weird rhymes in this. Smiling rhymes with violin as well. So, let's just take this with a pinch of salt. It's a pleasant listen, though. So I would still say it's a good song. I award it 6 out of 10. Track number 5 is Knowing Me, Knowing You, with Frida taking the lead vocal on this. The end of a love affair. Those familiar opening chords we know well. There's a lovely voice to open with. It's certainly perfect for this type of lyric. It's all about an empty, silent home. It's all over. She's walking around this place which used to be happy and now is sad. We see this in a very poignant video with the women walking off in the end. That line, breaking up, is just totally glorious, isn't it? And beautifully orchestrated. So we can identify with the feelings coming through in this song. It's sad, but it's also strident and confident. There's gorgeous melancholy in this as well, and it's so affecting, isn't it? Perhaps those echoey whispers are a little bit on the corny side. Maybe we could have lost those. But the whole thing is a brilliant package, isn't it? And I've got to award this a brilliant 9 out of 10. So that's the end of the first side, and that scores an amazing 41 marks. 7, 9, 10, 6, 9. That is a very high score for one side of vinyl. Let's go on to side 2, and track number 6 is the very familiar Money, 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 with Frida taking the lead on this. Someone is short of money. She wants to find herself a wealthy man, which she thinks will buy her happiness in some way. It's a rather cynical point of view, this one. Does money really buy happiness? Is it always sunny in a rich man's world? Well, draw your own conclusions from that. Does money buy you happiness? I'm not sure. It's a bit like a song from a musical in a way, this one. We're kind of getting a particular character's point of view. We're entering into their situation. And this would fit very nicely, not only into Mamma Mia or whatever, but another type of musical as well. And we see here the roots of Benny and Bjorn's songwriting skills. Now, one of the lines I think never works in this is to pay the bills I have to pay. That's always sort of slightly jarred with me, that. But other than that, it's a decent pop song. It's not in the same class for me as Knowing Me, Knowing You, My Love, My Life. It's not quite as good as that, but it's still an accomplished piece of work. Very good song. Give it 7 out of 10. Track number 7 is called That's Me. We've got kind of a rock piano start. We've got a driving rhythm to this, although the lyrics themselves are sung quite slowly. I'm not the kind of girl you marry. So this is like a woman confessing to her partner what she's really all about. She's not mild, she's jealous, she's proud. So she wants something other than a long-term relationship and is perhaps not somebody who's into commitment. The whole thing is quite accomplished in a way, and it's a catchy song without being a classic from ABBA. The melody I find to be pleasant. It passes the time, this one. It's not as good as the collection we have on the first side of vinyl, but it's okay. And, when we've heard it a couple of times, that little melody from the refrain is staying in our minds. So it's accomplished something, hasn't it? It's achieved something. So I'm going to say it's a fairly good track, this one. I'm going to give it 5 marks out of 10. Track number 8 is Why Did It Have to Be Me? Now, this starts with a man's hard luck story. So we've got Bjorn leading off on the vocals, but we've got a nice response from Agneta and Frida on this one. And we kind of get a good exchange between the male and female point of view about a relationship. I was lonely, it had to be you, but then maybe things haven't worked out quite that well. The female voices sound really great on this, and it's almost as if they can't sound bad now. They've got that sound, they're replicating it on every track, and it's working, isn't it? So the melody here, is okay. It's not a classic song, I don't think. We've got some good rocking guitars on this one, and we've got a bit of a sax solo going on. It's okay. It's a fairly good track. I'm going to rate that one as a 5 out of 10. Track number 9 is Tiger. Now, this track appears to be about a predatory male, possibly a stalker, who is on the lookout for some sort of victim. So we've got this metaphor of the tiger. It brings to mind the theme from that earlier track, Watch Out, from the Waterloo album, again reflecting this kind of dark side of the male character. Even though there's this sense of danger created by the music, we still get an engaging, catchy refrain with involving harmonies and a really scary last note on this. So it's about a serious subject, but it's been given this light treatment. It's another engaging pop song of this. So I'm going to give this one 6 marks out of 10 and rate it as good. Track number 10 is the title track, Arrival. This is another one of Abba's instrumentals. It's got a slightly sort of Scottish feel, sort of a Celtic feel to the opening, a bit like a folk song. We've got some singing coming in the background, just through oohs and ahs. It builds gracefully. Perhaps there's not that much bass in the whole mix to this one, but overall it's a pleasant tune. You kind of get the idea of sweeping landscapes, I don't know, mist and countryside and sea, that sort of thing that conjures up in your mind when you listen to this. You may imagine something completely different, of course. So it's pleasant. Obviously, we miss the lead vocals, which have so impressed us on the rest of this album. And is this appropriate as the last track? I don't know. Maybe this might have been better, just slightly mixed in, and then end the album really on a high with a good song with strong vocals. Anyway, I still quite enjoyed this one. I would say it's fairly good. I mark this one as a 5 out of 10. So that completes our marking for the vinyl album. That second side there got 28 marks, so not as strong as the first side. We've got a 7, 5, 5, 6 and 5. But overall, the vinyl gets 69 marks, pretty good for 10 tracks, giving us an average of 6.9 marks per track. Now, there's 2 other bonus tracks here on the CD, so let's just deal with those before we look at the league table. Number 11 is Fernando, with Frida taking the lead vocal and then Agneta joining in. This, of course, is an extremely familiar song, possibly over-familiar to us now. It's about preparations for a battle. 2 friends meet and kind of share memories of some sort of guerrilla war, possibly fought in Mexico. They're talking about the idea of liberty, the sacrifices they've made, perhaps the sacrifices they're going to make for their version of freedom. It was apparently named after a bartender of a club in Stockholm. That's where we get Fernando from. Originally it was on Frida's album, but now it becomes part of the Abba album here. So it's a pleasant listen, not a classic for me, but a lot of people enjoy this one. Good song, 6 out of 10. Then we move on to track number 12, Happy Hawaii. Now this is another one of those sort of sunshine songs, isn't it, about someone going on holiday. They're swimming and surfing, they're having a great time. We've got Agneta and Frida doing the vocals on this. It's a sunny song, it's got major chords on it, It's pleasant, it's undramatic, it's a happy melody, a bit of Hawaiian guitar going on there, some rather clunky rhymes going on there. I've been working a little too hard. Need a vacation, I'll send you a card. You draw your own conclusions about that lyric, but again, it passes the time. It's fairly good. I'll give that one 5 out of 10. So let's have a look at the top of my song rankings now. I've ranked 52 ABBA songs. Number 1, a new entry, My Love, My Life from the Arrival album. And there we see it, 3 and 4, Dancing Queen and Knowing Me, Knowing You, both rated 9 out of 10. And we also have 2 tracks rated 7, that's When I Kissed the Teacher and Money, Money, Money. Now, at the bottom of the table there is nothing from this album, so nothing lower really than 5 out of 10 here. So we've still got I Am Just a Girl now in 52nd place, so that's all the tracks I've reviewed so far. So these are the ratings now for the 4 albums I have reviewed. As you can see, that Arrival going straight in at number 1 with 6.9 marks per track. ABBA is second, Waterloo third, and Ring Ring is fourth. Possibly not a surprise there, because we can see ABBA developing and maturing and gradually working towards that perfect pop sound, which we've now found on the Arrival album. I thought you'd be interested in this graphic. This is showing my marks for all the songs reviewed so far in date order. So 1973 right on the left-hand side there. Look at these towers building and look at the consistency now in the marking for the latest album. So you can see they had a few misses in my view in those first 3 albums. Very little weak at all on the latest album. In fact, nothing lower than a 5. Pretty good going there. So overall, a very enjoyable listen, this one, and the great craft of songwriting on display on this CD. So thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you want to follow all my music reviews. I'll be interested in your comments as well. Please tell me about your favourite track on this CD, and I'll be back with another video very soon.